I think I'm a perfect 10, but my daughter keeps reminding me that's only when I'm walking through a Walmart in Kentucky. Let's get to it. Welcome. Another fabulous episode of IBF On Demand. I'm your perfect and not so humble host, Eric Wilson. You can find me at eric@ibf.org. That's eric@ibf.org. Thanks for the followers and subscribes on LinkedIn or wherever you get your podcast. You're following this. Thanks for being part of this tribe as well. I want to give a special shout out to Arkiva, driving business transformation by solving what others cannot. Thank you, Arkiva, a wonderful sponsor. And it's really great for today's episode as well, is because they add value. They bring value to your S&OP process. And that's really what we're going to be talking about today. Also, check out IBF. There's a lot of great content, great information. Thank them for providing this platform that we can share this content with you as well. They have a free S&OP maturity model. You want to check that out. If you're curious how you compare to others and what your best practices are, it's a free maturity model. Check that out. They have a lot of events coming up that I'm going to be at. Boot camps in Chicago in March. In May, we're going to be in Prague for anybody across the pond in Europe or wherever you may be. We're going to be in Prague in May, so check that one out as well. And also, we have a lot of good information. Journal of Business Forecasting just came out, but we got a new book coming out that I'm going to be releasing probably in May as well. If you want notification of when that is available, make sure you sign up for email at ibf.org. We recently did a series on sales and operations planning, S&OP, and we looked at all the different components, the elements of S&OP through a monthly cycle, and it got a lot of great response. But I got some questions, and I've gotten some questions before that as well, that I was very surprised about. The question was, what are the benefits of S&OP or IBP? And the question really made me stop and think. I mean, I've implemented or helped implement close to a dozen S&OP processes throughout my career. I've put together detailed business cases and business plans of S&OP implementations. I've shown the ROI of what exactly an S&OP would do for an organization. And sidebar, if you want help with that, reach out to me. I might be able to help you with that. I said I've done that before. Eric@ibf.org. That's Eric@ibf.org. So, I mean, I could help put together an ROI or a business case for your S&OP process. But that aside, I decided to take today's episode, today's podcast, if you're listening, watching, whatever you may be, and go through the why. Spell out the exact why we're doing S&OP. What are the benefits? So, with no further ado, with the help of my daughter Sophia and her friend Raisha, I'm going to be going through the top 10 reasons why we're doing S&OP or IBP. So with that, take it away with number 10.
Number 10, building collaborations.
The first one we're going to be talking about is building collaboration. That is one of the biggest benefits. We've always talked about collaboration, consensus, and transparency. That is really what makes a successful S&OP, but it's also a benefit as well. So first, we're going to talk about the collaboration. S&OP in and itself, it's a cross-functional, it's a business process that aligns all functional areas. So it's cross-functional. It fosters cross-functional collaboration. It brings together sales, operations, yes, but marketing, finance, executives, product. It's cross-functional. So it brings those functions together to start communicating better. So in that, it helps break down the silos. And it overcomes a lot of functional silos and functional barriers that some organizations have. Besides doing that, it allows everyone, they're singing off the same hymnal. They're looking at the same playbook and they're talking the same languages then as well. It allows them to share information, align on their goals, coordinate their actions. It allows people to understand what other functions are doing and allows you to communicate what you are doing then as well. And one of the biggest advantages we see with the build collaboration piece, it actually increases accountability and increases trust among functions where they start working together more harmoniously going forward.
Number 9, build consensus.
The next one is it builds consensus. So collaboration, consensus, transparency, or consensus is naturally the next one on my list then. Not only do you working together, but you're working towards the same goals. I said everyone's operating off the same page, off the same plan with a good, mature sales and operations planning process. It aligns not only the different plans, but it helps align the operational plans, what the different functions are executing to, how they're getting business done on a day-to-day basis. It allows you to coordinate that with the overall business strategy as well. It ensures the day-to-day operations are in line with the company's objectives, and that operational decisions are you're considering financial implications, but you're also considering what other functions are doing then as well, and you are coordinating that together. That's that one number attitude we talk about in S&OP. And by that, when you start bringing in multiple functions, you align to a single goal or a one number type of attitude, it actually reduces errors across all the plans, not just forecasting. Yes, statistically, we see about a 15% improvement on forecast accuracy. Those are averages, but you can see results in forecasting. But it actually reduces the error and improves the plans across the board, marketing plans, sales plans, financial plans. And the other big advantage of consensus as well, it helps in reconciliation. When things don't always go exactly to plan, why? This helps you break down where the faults occur. We're not blaming people. What we're doing is finding this is what occurred, this is what happened. And also, when we're trying out new things, it allows you then to cascade that to other plans and other functions and say, here's what we anticipate if this occurs. So building consensus is really that second thing we're talking about.
Number 8, becoming more agile.
The next one is you're actually, with a mature S&OP process, we actually see more agility because of collaboration and consensus. When you looked at COVID, and we talked to organizations and found companies that had the least amount of disruption, they had a lot of things in common. And one of the things they had in common was collaboration, consensus, and transparency. And the reason being is because it allowed them to react more to what they were seeing. So a good, mature S&OP process dealing with the uncertainty actually allows you to be more mature. One of the complaints or myths I hear a lot of times about a S&OP process is it's too rigid. We can't do S&OP because it's too rigid. It doesn't allow us to be agile enough. It's the exact opposite. Good planning leads to better execution. When you have good buffers in place, when you do good playbooks, when you understand the scenarios that could occur, when you're managing risk, it actually allows you to execute your business better. Good collaboration, everyone's on the same page. Good consensus, everyone is operating off the same playbook. So even if you're going in the wrong direction, as you add in new, better information, everyone can steer together and faster. It allows you to early identify potential issues and be able to react to them. Guess what? That's what agile is. So it allows you to then know what exactly that North Star is. It allows everyone on the same ship, and when you steer, everyone's reacting at the same time. That is really the benefits not only of S&OP, but an agile organization that benefits from a strong S&OP process then as well.
Number 7, improves transparency.
Going down our list, we've hit collaboration, consensus. I would be amiss if I didn't talk about transparency. And where does transparency come in? It comes in two different ways. One, it comes in with the visibility. It comes in with having visibility. And S&OP, yes, a mature S&OP process, the benefit of it is good visibility, an end-to-end visibility. It's cross-functional, so therefore we're bringing in multiple insights and we're seeing the impact of what we're doing. It's a comprehensive view of your entire business. It provides a forum then for discussion and conflict resolution. So part of the transparency is having honest dialogue and honest conversation that comes out in a mature S&OP process. It allows for that frank and honest conversation about the direction what you're going and the impact of what you're doing. And by the way, stop calling me Frank. It is then actually that help minimizes those uncertainties and unknowns. So the improved visibility and transparency, it is a benefit not only of S&OP, but it also contributes to a mature S&OP process as well. And that's what you're seeing with a lot of that. Yeah, I'm laying out the benefits, and I consistently say mature S&OP process, and they really go hand in hand. As you build an S&OP process, you are building collaboration, consensus, transparency, more visibility. Those things are elements of S&OP, but they're also then become outputs of a successful S&OP that helps an organization, and one of the reasons why you do it then as well.
Number 6, plan improvement.
I mentioned this one earlier, and I said it really comes from consensus, it comes from collaboration, but it is really a resultant of an S&OP process as well. So as we're talking about what exactly are those benefits, we have to say, yes, it improves what you're doing. It allows you to do things better. What are those things? It could be a marketing plan, could be your financials, it could be execution of your supply plan, could be logistics, it could be planning your warehouse better. It could be a myriad of different things that you do as a business. One of the things that most commonly we look at is the forecast. And I said, statistically, yes, we see a measurable difference when we looked at organizations at different maturity levels and we looked at that next level and above. Statistically, they're seeing about a 15% or more improvement on their forecast accuracy or reduction of their error. So we see improvements on forecast because you are getting more insights, you're structuring the process better, you have a forum to be able to drive to more of a consensus and unconstrained, unbiased. It reduces bias, all of the above. So it will improve your forecast. But not only that, I said it will improve other plans as well. With a good S&OP process, your financials are going to be more aligned to what you are actually seeing. Insights not only from that unbiased, unconstrained forecast, but insights into production, operations, marketing. You truly understand the impacts of what everybody's doing, and you're not just bringing in ratios and looking at what happened last year. You're bringing in a more concise financials of what's going to happen. This is going to help you build more a P&L going forward, cash flow going forward. This is going to help give you those visibility that you may not have, so you can actually measure the health of the organization more accurately. It allows you to bring insights in from multiple different functions, not just for forecast, but for all the plan, and help build that one number attitude or a consensus plan, business plan going forward. It allows you to plan your outputs then with more relevant inputs and be more meaningful then to other functions as well. What you're bringing in becomes more meaningful, but even more important, as you improve those plans, it not only is more accurate, but is more meaningful to other functions then as well.
Number 5, resource optimization.
Well, we're halfway through our list now, and next we're going to talk about resource optimization. If I provide you a better plan, it makes sense that I can plan better than on what I'm doing. The bottom line, pun intended, it is going to save you money. A good S&OP process saves you money. So when you look at your cost, less expediting, less overtime, being able to run things more efficient, being able to plan better comes from a good S&OP process. It allows you to intelligently streamline your operations in order to boost your profit numbers. On average, we see about a 15 to 20% reduction in cost with a mature S&OP process. That is real savings for an organization. It allows you to better optimize your resources, reduce your waste, increase your efficiencies, and besides just those things, you can now optimize your inventory better as well. Good S&OP leads to inventory management. I'm setting buffers, but those are smart buffers. Those are buffers based on not only what I'm seeing in my forecast, not only what I'm seeing in my uncertainty, not only what I'm seeing in my uncertainty on my supply side as well, not only what I want to do for customer service and service agreements I have, but what are the right answers for the company as well, so I can maximize my cash. And with that comes carrying costs, touch points, reduction of waste. Those directly contribute to resource optimization, but that bottom line as well. And it's not just operational. The same way that better plans are not just forecasts, operational is not just supply chain. It's financial as well. It's optimizing my capital investments. It's managing my cash flow. It's maximizing my profitability continuously. These are financial aspects as far as resource optimization as well that we're seeing as a benefit of S&OP and sales and operations planning.
Oh, number 4, better customer service.
The next one is better customer service. If we can forecast it better, plan for it better, and then we can optimize it better, it goes to say that, guess what? We're going to be able then to have the right items at the right place at the right time. We're going to be able to service my customer better than as well. And yes, I'm talking about OTIF, I'm talking about service, but to get to the top of things, and yes, once again, pun intended, it's the top line growth is what we're talking about. Last one is we're maximizing the bottom line. But this one, guess what? I'm improving my top line. S&OP, a good S&OP on average, 1, 2, I've seen as high as 3 or more % top line growth for the organization. That is real money for organization. That's increasing your revenue because we're able to service the customer better, because we'll be able to manage the customer needs, because we increase goodwill to the customer, because we can manage back orders better and communicate those things. All those things come from a strong S&OP process that lead to a top line growth. It's revenue improvement. It's better understanding the customer, better understanding the customer demand. It's both customer retention and being able to gain market share then as well. It's both sides. And that customer retention, the cost of being able to gain new customers versus retain customers, it's almost a 3-to-1. So we want to keep our own customers happy. I want to keep you happy, but guess what? You want to keep your customers happy then as well. S&OP is going to allow you that customer retention. It allows you to coordinate your responses. It allows you to really fine-tune your messaging and also response to the customer then as well. It's collaboration through better plans that allows you to do this much better.
Number 3, better decision making.
The next thing we're talking about then is enhanced decision making. What we're going to be able to do, and S&OP is all about decision, and I've stressed this many a times. This is not a reporting function. This is a business process, aligns all functional area, coordinated around a unified set of assumptions for coordinated decision making. That is what makes S&OP process successful, and that's what really makes it a mature process. And one of the byproducts then of a good S&OP process is enhanced decision making. Not only do we have everyone on the same page, we have everyone communicating. We already talked about those benefits, but it allows you to do scenario planning. This helps facilitate the what ifs. This helps facilitate the scenarios to allow people to discuss impact to your function, but then impact to other functions as well. Impact to the business if we did that. What happens if this happens? That facilitates strong risk management scenario planning. It allows you to focus then exactly on what those risks are, what the impact of potential risks are to your business at the extended planning horizon, where you can still react to them, where you can still make buffers in place, decisions in place. You can make mitigation strategies to be able to protect from potential risks that may impact you at future time horizons. It provides that holistic view of your business so you can make a decision for your business. As I said, demand may say this. Supply says, oh, this is what we could do, or this is what we can do. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes that answer is, this is what's the best thing for my company, is not to do this, but to do this. To be able to sort through all those options, an S&OP process allows you to look at the different options, plan for the different options, and make enhanced decision making. It assesses the impact of different decisions cross-functionally and financially, and based on what your strategy of your organization is, and says, this is what we need to do as an organization. So one of the biggest benefits is that enhanced decision making for an organization.
Number 2, higher profitability.
We're down to the last couple here left. We only have a couple left, and these are the big ones. Going from number 10 to number 1, number 2 on our list is higher profitability. Yes, we already mentioned you're going to possibly, on average, grow your business with a mature sales and operations planning by 1, 2, 3%. Yeah, we talked about being able to manage your cost 15% or higher on cost savings. Cash, we're going to be able to reduce your cash as far as expenditures, reduce your inventory, other assets and accountabilities as well. So you're going to see anywhere from 12, 15% or higher on reduction of inventory or assets as far as cash tied up as well. So we see benefits, cost, cash, service. All those things come to number 2 on our list, higher profitability. What's that mean to my net profits? And on average, 2 to 3% net profit with a next level and above S&OP process. Why? Because you're getting it on reducing your uncertainty. You're getting it on being able to save on plan your top line and serve customers better across the board. You can plan better. All those planning improvements, all the collaborations, getting people more agile on the same page, reducing latency of decisions, making better decisions, they all lead up to this. Higher profitability. And let's be honest, the goal of most organizations is to maximize shareholder value or to be more profitable. That's the goal. I mean, yeah, I want to get a good forecast and I want to do this. You may have KPIs, but let's be honest, the company needs to make money. And understand by sharing a big picture is what helps maximize the value for an organization. And S&OP is looking at that big picture, at extended planning horizon where they can make decisions and help to maximize not only my cost, not only my cash, but my service or my revenue as well. I'm maximizing the entire picture to be able to improve that bottom line by 2, 3% or more to an organization.
Number 1, competitive advantage.
And finally, that brings us to number 1 on the list. I know you've been anxiously waiting for this for 25 minutes now, and thank you for watching for this long. It helps the analytics and ratings and everything, so thank you for sticking on. But number 1 on the list, the final one as the reasons we're doing S&OP, the big whys. What is the top 10 reasons or advantages of doing sales and operations planning or IBP, integrated business planning? The number 1 reason is the competitive advantage. face it, if you're already not on this journey, you're being left behind. Because guess what? Your competition probably is already doing this. And this helps companies become more agile, more responsive. It increases the top line. It increases the bottom line, improves cash. It allows you to be more collaborative. It breaks down silos. Rewind this, go through steps 1 through 9. All those things are competitive advantages. It will help you understand market conditions, react to changing market conditions. Companies that had a strong, mature S&OP process, guess what? They were able to navigate COVID a lot more. Yeah, they had to make corrections and they had to do more war room S&OE type of activities, but a strong planning led to better execution, even in the times of COVID that we had. We're gonna have other disruptions, business changes on a regular basis. To manage those changes, manages the markets. A strong S&OP gives you a competitive advantage. It provides companies with a significant competitive advantages with a mature S&OP process. When you looked at mature S&OP processes, and we did the research, that's really based on what we did, you looked at competitive EBITDA, return on capital employed, things of that sort, they were directly correlated with elements of S&OP process they had in place. So everything else, mature S&OP processes lead to a competitive advantage. And besides, your competition, they already called me, they've already emailed me, and they're doing it, and they're already ahead of the game from where you are. So you better catch up. Well, that's a wrap. I'm heading to Walmart so I can shine once again. My name is Eric. You can find me at eric@ibf.org. That's eric@ibf.org. Thank you for the follows, subscribes, everything. And once again, thank you, Arkiva, driving business transformation by solving what others cannot. And when you're talking about that ROI, yeah, it's people, it's process. You're not going to get to that mature S&OP process without technology. Arkiva is a great partner for that. They actually have some things to help facilitate your S&OP journey and actually help facilitate the process itself and the communication. So check that out. They have some new features, some new parts of their product available as well. So check them out as well. Once again, I want to thank IBF. If you want to know how you actually match up against the competition, against your competitors, against what best practices are, I mentioned IBF did a free maturity model. Can't beat the price, free. It's a free maturity model that's based on that research I kind of alluded to, that what companies are doing as far as not only forecast improvement, but other types of improvement as well, correlating them to certain key attributes, 18 attributes, a matter of fact, that we can correlate to, and you can measure where exactly you are. It's a self-guided self-assessment, real easy to do, but it gives you real-time feedback of exactly where you measure up. So check that out at ibf.org. It's a great tool that you can use no matter where you are in your S&OP journey, just starting, or if you are that vanguard, it's a great tool that will give you some good material back that you can continue this journey, but also some good feedback of where you might want to work at and where your strengths are as well. There's a lot of other great things at IBF. I said we're going to have a book coming out, but there's a lot of great information. So make sure you sign up there as well, that you have access to everything that IBF does as a community, that you have access to it as well. And then while you're signing up for it, make sure you subscribe to below as well. I have a lot of great content that's coming out you want to be aware of. I'm going to have an apology for that one thing I said recently. It's going to be coming out in the next few days. So please, if you want to catch that apology, check it out live. You want to subscribe to make sure you have access so you can actually see that. So it's only going to be available live to people. So subscribe so you can have access to that going forward. And with that, remember, even if you're a 10, don't forget you still need to wash your hands.
Three, two,
Number 1, competitive advantage.